Hello Sagittarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Sagittarius for the week of November 14th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Sagittarius. Now I'm using the Tarot Muka as well as the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. As always, there are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. All right. Sagittarius, something that is familiar to you is changing. Okay? That is the vibe that I get very strongly. Something that is familiar to you is absolutely changing here. Let's go ahead and let's just dive in. I'm going to go ahead and put this up there. And all right. Actually, I thought that this was the Hierophant, but it's actually the Emperor. Regardless, doesn't matter because the energy that I'm feeling here is that there's something that you've been doing for quite some time that needs to change. And, you know, this is a good time energetically to change this, right? We're still in Scorpio season, but Sagittarius season is right around the corner, right? And it'll be here in a few weeks, right? And first, Scorpio season is a time to embrace the deep transformations, especially as we're around this eclipse season. But also, obviously, as we move into your season, right? There's just something special about the energy for you in particular. I think some of you have been a little bit discontent in your situation recently. I don't know if it's just me, but the energy has been heavy. I'm a Sagittarius rising, especially if you're a Sagittarius rising. It's very likely that you've been dealing with some 12th house stuff, but I'm not going to get into a tangent on that. You can research that, but you know, I do feel like there has been some heavier energies here recently. And I think that this is happening to clear out the old. Okay, I think that there's something here that you've been doing for some time that is being cleared out right now, or that you are being asked to clear out, or you're being asked to transform. Let's just dive in the overall situation. You do have the Emperor. So the Emperor is a very good card. It is a very good omen for business and career in the tarot. This person is extremely successful. They're authoritative. They know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. They're well off. They're well-to-do. And people around them, specifically people in the workplace, respect them. This person commands respect. And it's because, you know, they show up every day. They work hard, they know what they're talking about, so forth and so on. And they also have, you know, achieved great things in their career. And so people aspire to be like the Emperor. And by the way, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I don't attach gender to my cards, as we have a page, we have the Emperor, and we have a Queen. It doesn't matter. These are just energies. And so, you know, I think that for some of you, it's almost like, what I feel like saying is some of you have afforded yourself an opportunity to try something new. You've afforded yourself an opportunity to try something new. Because in the past, you have the Page of Wands and the Four of Cups. Something new has to kind of come forward for you. It's possible that something new has come forward for you, but you are stuck. You are stuck right now. This person here on the Four of Cups, on one hand, is stuck. They are kind of just bored and apathetic about their current situation. Discontent as well. This person is just kind of discontent. But if we look here, there's an opportunity in the upper left corner, as you see the hand with the cloud holding out a cup in this case. You see the symbolism all over the tarot. That is an opportunity from the universe. This person needs to be very careful that they do not miss out. What's interesting with this combination is that the Page of Wands is a messenger from the universe. the Page of Wands, it can be about a job offer or opportunity. It can be about a career opportunity, but it can also just be in a message from the universe, as the Page of Wands can be considered to be the energy of energy. It can be an energetic download. In other words, that's something that the Page of Wands could be. And if not, it can represent just plainly good news coming into your life, just good news coming into your life. And it's like you've had some sort of opportunity here in the past. Okay, you've been given a gift, and it's almost like some of you are a little bit stuck because what you're doing now is working, or what you're doing now is, it's working, but it's almost like it's not exactly making you as fulfilled as you'd hoped in your career at this point. Something like this is happening. In the future, you have the Death card as well as the Queen of Wands. So whatever boredom, whatever apathy, whatever discontent feeling, this is changing, okay? Something that you've been doing for a long time is going to be changing here. And that might be a little scary, but it's ultimately necessary. This is a good thing, okay? This is a very good thing for you. You can see this Death card. You can actually see the Hierophant here under the tree. Isn't that interesting? So the Hierophant is the old guard. It represents something that you've been doing for a long time. It represents something that is traditional. The Death card says, the heck with tradition. Goodbye. Goodbye, tradition. Goodbye. We are not conforming to the old way. We are bringing in new energy. That is the Death card. It's not anything to be afraid of. In fact, it's a good energy. It's a clearing energy. And there will be a change here, more so than a change, a transformation. But along with that, you have the Queen of Wands, which is really about attracting something good into your life. The Queen of Wands is a card that can really bring great opportunities into your life, especially as you have the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands on the end caps here with the Emperor in the middle. So the biggest issue for you here is the Four of Cups and the Death card, in that you'll have to be flexible. You'll have to swim with the current instead of trying to swim upstream. You'll have to glide with the current and allow yourself to be taken to this new place, which looks very, very exciting. And so let's get some more details on what's happening here. Yeah, so you have the Two of Swords. You have you have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, something very exciting. You have the Devil card and the Five of Swords. Okay, so the Two of Swords, this says that perhaps there's something that you're simply unsure of. The Two of Swords, couple things. It may quite literally mean that you need to be honest with yourself about something. Same with the Devil card, okay? There might be something that you're ignoring with the Two of Swords and the Devil card. What is that term? Like seeing something with rose-colored glasses, And, you may just need to be sort of completely real with yourself here and say, okay, do I really want to stay in a situation that leads me feeling bored or apathetic or just not good? Do I really want to be in that situation for much longer? Some of you may be thinking about that at this time. You have the Two of Wands, which is really about a new opportunity that's coming in. Again, the opportunity is all over the place for you here. But what's the challenge for you is that you cannot conform to the old way, that you've done something, okay? You cannot do the same thing. You cannot do something the same way you've done it forever. With this new opportunity, you just can't, okay? With the Devil and the Death card, you just can't, and especially with this Four of Cups. But if you can work through that, you have this Ace of Wands, which is the spark of life. It is a very passionate new beginning in a new direction. And it says that if you follow this opportunity here. There are rewards in the distance. As you see the castle in the distance, there are opportunities out there. This is a great card if you want to start a business, if you want to start a side hustle, if you want to start an exercise routine, if you want to start eating healthy, physically starting something. That is the Ace of Wands. But you're going to have to maybe give up short-term pleasure for long-term gain. And in other words, going to the gym, it's like that's not something that's exactly fun, or eating your vegetables. That's not something that's exactly fun initially, but it brings about big opportunities, and it makes you feel much better in the long haul, in the long run. So something like that here is showing up in the cards that I feel pretty inclined to talk about in this reading. You have the Five of Swords as well, which, I mean, there is something that's just falling out here in the future with the Death card and the Five of Swords. But again, you're attracting something better as a result with that Queen of Wands. And I can't stress this enough. Whatever it is that you're doing something right now, it's not that I'm saying that you're doing something bad. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the way that you're doing something now is going to change. And, we're in this eclipse period. This is what happens during these times. And so, I think there's something that's going to change, and it's going to be up to you on whether or not you continue doing the same thing or embrace this new energy. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at getting some additional cards here. Okay, we have one. Can we get at least two more here? Okay. Let's see what we have. All right, so you have Night, be brave and honest. You have Summer, bask in joy and light. And then you also have Sage, be devoted and committed. Okay. This card I think is very important here. Okay, there is something that you need to be honest with yourself about. I said that before with the Two of Swords. There's definitely something here that's showing up around that theme for you. And, I'm just seeing, I don't know if this is a cross. I don't know. Maybe it is, here. But it doesn't matter. The point is that there's something that is old. It's the old way of doing something. Okay, and I don't mean that in terms of age. I mean that in terms of, it's the old way of doing something. And there's this Hierophant energy that I feel like is on the board here, on the reading. And that is about conforming, but you are being asked to change that. You are being asked to try something new. And I do genuinely think that if you can embrace this new energy, you'll feel much better about the direction that you're headed, okay? Let's see what else we have. You have the Seven of Swords, you have the Chariot, and you have, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So let me tell you why that's interesting, and that's because it's 777. The Chariot's number 7. So that's big. Okay, that is a download. That is an angel number. 777 is a strong spiritual number. That is a number that your spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, your ancestors are with you. Okay? When I get that number, that is a deeply, deeply spiritual number. And the truth is that there are times in life where we feel like we're doing all that we can and we're still not seeing the results. And during those times, we just have to be like, all right, universe, what do you want me to know? You have to ask. You have to ask your spirit guides. You have to ask the universe, or whatever you believe in, or whatever. What can I do? Show me what I can do. And you'll be surprised. The message can come through in your dreams. It can come through other people. It can come through song lyrics. You might get a text from somebody you haven't heard from for a long time. You might see a news article that just has information in it, or you might see a YouTube video that pops up. The answer will come. But you have to ask first. And, I think that For some of you, what's really important here is that you're headed in this new direction, because if you look at the Chariot, this person's in the Chariot, they're ready to kind of roll away from where they've been for a long time. The city behind them, they're ready to roll away from that, and they're ready to go to a new city or a new place. Again, that's something that's happening here. It's also about self-discipline. The Seven of Swords, just be careful that you are not engaged in self-sabotaging behavior here, okay? Because there is a long-term scenario here that looks very nice for you. The Seven of Pentacles might also suggest that there's a directional change, which I know I sound like a broken record, but it's just confirmation after confirmation here. You have the Three of Pentacles and you have the Nine of Pentacles. Sorry, Nine of Cups. Three of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. So I love this. Three of Pentacles, reward and recognition for doing something good in your life, for doing a quality job, building something great, being a leader in your community, being a leader in the workplace, whatever. It is associated with colleagues and your peer groups. But I feel like this is more about recognition for you. And the Nine of Cups is about your wishes in life potentially coming true. It's a major wish card in the tarot. It's also pleasure, okay? It's a card that can be associated with just pleasure and, really feeling that for yourself. But that's coming through something else. That's not coming through what you used to do. It's coming through something new in your life. At the top of the pyramid, very nice. You have the Four of Wands, which is all about stability, structure. It is a card of marriage as well in the tarot, and it's a card that can indicate a new start, which again, I think is very heavily, showing up here. But the way that it's showing up, we only have one ace. Okay, so it's interesting because the way that this new start is showing up is it's through a transformation or change with the Death card and the Devil. In other words, as I've said time and time again here, being honest about what it is that you need to drop, and being honest about with yourself about what it is in terms of where you want to be going. That's how this new start is showing up here. On the bottom, you have the Five of Cups. Okay, you're in this situation right now that you need to get out of. And if you can do that, there's amazing things on the other side. So thank you so much for being here, Sagittarius. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next reading.